Hello students and welcome back to Mr. Armstrong Teaches. Today we are going to look at the difference between adverbs and prepositions, mostly in the context of words that could be either. So sometimes words on the preposition list can behave as adverbs depending on the context and usage of the sentence. Just because it's on the preposition list doesn't mean it's always behaving as a preposition. Let's take a look at some examples. Here's a quick list at some common words from the preposition list that can behave as adverbs. In, on, off, inside, out, outside, over, through, near, around, by, up, down. You'll notice that most of these prepositions fall into the category of the direction that something is moving or the location of something. But sometimes these words from the preposition list behave as adverbs in a sentence. What does that mean? Take a look at these examples. We jumped in. We jumped on. We jumped off. We jumped over. We jumped around. Each of these sentences contains a word from the preposition list. However, in none of these sentences are those words behaving as prepositions. First of all, of course, if it is a preposition, then it must be the start of a prepositional phrase. And in these examples, the words from the preposition list are the last word of the sentence, which means they can't be the start of a prepositional phrase because there are no words after them. There are no objects of the preposition that follow them. And so, in the first example, in is behaving as an adverb, and it's modifying jumped, telling where we jumped. On tells where we jumped, etc., etc. And so, for a preposition to actually be a preposition, it must be in the prepositional phrase. So it must be on that list first, but then it must be the start of a phrase. And a phrase, of course, by definition, is more than one word. It must have an object of the preposition that the preposition is pointing to, right? And if you look at the word preposition, and you break it down, preposition. It's in a position before some other thing, some object, noun, or pronoun. Let's take a look at some examples of what I'm talking about. This first one is an example from before. We jumped in. Now, in is a word on the preposition list, but in this instance, it is an adverb modifying the verb in front of it, jumped. It tells where we jumped. However, if I was to change the sentence a little bit, add a few words, we jumped in the river, we have the same beginning, but I added an object at the end. I added an object to a preposition. And so with this slight modification, I have changed the word in from behaving as an adverb to behaving as a preposition. And so now in we jumped in the river, in is a preposition, and in the river is a prepositional phrase. Let's take a look at another example. They climbed out of the hole. This is something that you might see as well. In this sentence, we have two different words that could behave as prepositions, out and of. They're both on the preposition list. And very often when you see two words on the preposition list in a row like that, the second one is the preposition and connected to the object of the whole, and the first one, out, is behaving as an adverb. So in this sentence, out is an adverb and of the whole is a prepositional phrase. Let's take a look at another one. The kids swam around in the lake. Once again, we have two words from the preposition list side by side, around and in. And just like before, the first one, around, is modifying the verb that precedes it, tells us where they swam or how they swam. And the prepositional phrase starts with the second word from the list, in. In what? In the lake. In the lake is the prepositional phrase. And that's it. That concludes this very brief lesson about adverbs or prepositions. This was also explained slightly in one of the earlier preposition videos. So if you want to find out some more about prepositions, you can go back and look at one of those videos as well. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below or ask the next time you see me in class. I look forward to teaching you again very soon. Have a glorious day. Be creative. Have fun. Be kind. I'll talk to you soon.